Okay, now we look at the first normal form. This is the first step in getting ourselves from first to second to third normal form. We move from non-first normal form to first normal form by eliminating any repeating data or repeating columns. And I mean that by in a single row. So in any row, we won't be repeating any data or any columns. Now I put other notes in this document, and the PDF is available to you. Be sure you go through these and get a feel for the words here, but I'm not going to read the PDF to you aside from the definitions that are in here. So let's go look at this database and see what's cooking here. The table that is in first normal form is the student info table, and you can see we've got a number of columns here. Let's go look at what its data is like. Okay, we are holding the same information we've been holding up to now. That is first name, last name, enrolled, major, minor, and grade. This table also has a primary key column called student info ID, and it just gives a unique number to each person in the table, like a student ID does at a college, or a social security number, or vehicle identification number for a car. Those are all primary keys. They identify that person or that record exclusively, uniquely. Okay, so there's no more repeating columns. Instead of having course as a series of values packed into a single column, or instead of having course 1, course 2, course 3, instead now we have a single course column. And to be able to hold multiple pieces of information, we hold the person more than one time. So we've got Jim Morrison here in 3 different records because he took 3 different courses in the system. So what this says is each time a person signs up for another course, we add another row in this table, and we copy over all the information that we already had, like their first and last name, the date they enrolled, the major, and so on. Down here with Debbie Dutton, same thing, 3 rows, because she's taken 3 different classes, and Bob Biggs has only 1 row because he's taken only 1 class. By the way, we also have grades out here, and don't get tripped up because 2 people have B's. Those are not the same fact. Those are separate fact. That just means that in this class, Jim Morrison got a B, and in this class, Debbie Dutton got a B. So that B, those 2 B's there are different pieces of information, so we are not duplicating information. Where we are duplicating information is something like the spelling of a person's last name. For every course you take, we hold your whole name on over again. Look at the problems that can crop up when we start replicating data, and this comes back to the original rule right at the very beginning in the first video, which is store every fact only one time. The problem with a first normal form design is, while it doesn't have any repeating columns, it does hold the same data more than once. So take a look at this. Here's a misspelling of Debbie Dutton's last name. One of the rows is different than the others. There's an inconsistency here. Look it up here in Jim Morrison. He's got his 3 rows here, but look, that birthday is wrong. It's inconsistent with the others. So we are able to mess up a person's information simply because we're holding facts more than one time. What day this person was born is a single fact. It should be stored in only one place in the system, but it's being stored in more than one place, and so it becomes inconsistent. Look at Debbie Dutton over here. She has 3, we record what major she's in 3 different times instead of once. We're holding that fact 3 times, and sure enough, it became inconsistent in the second one. So, while we eliminated the columns, the door is wide open to inconsistencies in the database. They will start creeping in because someone will edit this record and accidentally change the birthday as they were tabbing through the field or something stored, and then all of a sudden the birthday is inconsistent. The user pulls up this record on one day, sees he's born on August 5th, pulls up this record on another day, sees they're born on May 8th. This kind of stuff is disastrous for design because you can cause an organization to get a lot of stuff wrong, like is the person over or under 21? Is the person over or under 18? If you're holding the birth date differently in different places, then you'll get the wrong decision some of the time. So that's the problem with first normal form. It's a step in the right direction, but it still has some serious problems.